probably a long time ago. And I think it's always difficult to know. Facebook is the main place where I do my live streams. YouTube, I think, because I post 2 videos a week, I'll only go live on here if, like, I think the last video, did I do the Johnny? Yeah, I've done the Johnny Depp and Amber Heard trial, because that was just something to talk about. What else did I do? I can't remember. So I only really go live if there's either a topic which is either trending topic or something which I think is relevant for me to go live about. But in this situation, I just thought I might as well do this live stream because it links with what I'm doing already, which is the book reviews. So for the book reviews, you can find every Monday on this channel. I'll upload usually early morning on a Monday. I'll upload the book review, and you've got that on there. But this is just more to talk about the top 5 books that I've reviewed so far. This is just my top 5. This is just my opinion. Anyone that wants to watch all the book reviews, there's 27 in total at the moment. You can watch them and you can give your top 5, or you can tell me what your best one was. So you might want to do that. So I'm just going to get into it now and just do that. And I will probably do more live streams. I will definitely probably do some live streaming when I'm on my next short break or when I'm on holiday. I don't know if I'll do that on holiday. But yeah, just so that you get more than me sitting and talking, because I always think as well, it's nice sometimes to have like videos, either live or even action videos of just people doing activities and things. But I'll talk to you more about that because I'm setting up my own another channel, and that will be purely for adventure types things. So let's talk about it. So number 5 is this book called The 7-Day Stress Prescription. And by the way, you can watch all of these live streams, because I've been doing them all morning, on my personal page on Facebook, my business page, Marianne Hanson Counselling Service. I've just been on Instagram, where I'm there as Marianne Hanson Counsellor, and this is my final live stream today. So this book, you can see the full book review because they're all on this channel. It's called The 7-Day Stress Prescription. The author has made lots of little books, 7 days. So she's got the 7-Day Love Prescription, the 7-Day Sleep Prescription, and then this one as well. And what's really good with these types of books is that because they say you're going to achieve something in 7 days, and because it sticks to one topic, so it's about stress, you know what you're getting. You already know what you're getting with the book. So that's a good way to sell a title, because if someone's struggling with stress and they think, you know, I'm going to know about stress, but I'm also going to find tips that I can overcome it in 7 days, then you've already sold lots of books just based on that. Then I think what's really good, she's a doctor as well, so she's got the credentials. And what I found what was really good about the book is that she's got so much in there. So she's got graphs that you can do, and statements and questionnaires. So your stress mindset, you can do questionnaires on it. She's got examples of how you can de-stress. She's got things around preventing burnout. She's got her own like lessons and examples from clients and from things. There's nothing in there that's, you know, oh, I've not heard that before, or mind-blowing stuff. But there's enough in there that gets the job done. And that's why for me, my top 5 books are not all books that are like everyone's talking about. So you'll notice, people might be surprised, Atomic Habits isn't in my top 5 because it's a brilliant book. I talk about it a lot. I've recommended it a lot, but I don't think it's original enough. Atomic Habits, some of the stuff is based on compound effect, and I read the compound effect about 10 years ago, and Atomic Habits is talking about little habits every day building up to one thing. So yes, it's a brilliant book, so I'm not saying it isn't, but it's not in my top 5 for certain reasons. This, because it's talking about stress, which we all know we've got stress, but I like the way that she just gets to the point. She just talks about it. You can tell she's a doctor because she's just giving you simple, easy to implement information that you can go away and do something with. So that's why that's at number 5. So number 4 is called the Mental Toughness Handbook. Now this book is a book that I've recommended probably more out of all the books that I've talked about so far. I've recommended the most to my clients. I'd say this one and the number 1 book. what's good is that when it comes to like mental health, obviously everyone wants books to find ways to, they want how to, or they want to learn how to manage depression or low moods. They want to learn how to deal with stress. You know, they want to learn how to manage their emotions, how to manage anger. So any book that is giving you like a handbook with specific tasks, specific tips, examples of how you can master something and overcome it is going to be a winner. But what I like about this book is that it's not just about mental health, it's about resilience. So I bought the book because I'm thinking, oh, this sounds really good because this is a mental toughness. So that's the first thing, it's about resilience. But also I was curious, I was thinking, what's this going to have inside it? Because it doesn't tell you it's based on depression. It doesn't tell you it's based on one type of mental health. That's the whole point of it. It's saying it's a mental toughness. So it gives you tips on resilience. It gives you tips on how you can build your mental well-being. It gives you tips on, it gives you examples of managing your emotions, self-limiting beliefs, the things that are in the way, the things that are preventing you from being your best. It gives you a chapter in here about Navy SEALs and how they approach like becoming tough. Now, even that, throwing something in like that where you wouldn't expect it in a book was good because it's different, because it's telling you that, you know, some of the toughest people in the world, like the Marines, how they cope with like being tied, their hands and feet tied. When I was listening to that bit, I was like, wow, I know it happens, but I thought it was like made up, where they actually tie their feet and hands and throw them in the pool, and they have to find a way of not panicking. So they have to stay still. I mean, I can't even imagine, I can't swim first of all, but I can't even imagine being thrown into deep water without my hands and feet being tied. So it tells you how they find the mental toughness to be able to do an activity like that and to still come out the other end and become Marines, and then to still like pass through it, because apparently that one exercise which I've just spoke about gets rid of lots of people straight away, because many people can't do it. So hi Psychiatric Aid, thanks for joining. So yeah, the book that I'm talking about at the moment is the Mental Toughness Handbook, and yeah, it's a really good book. I would really highly recommend it. Just even if you've not got a mental health issue, you don't have to just buy books because, you know, it's to do with stress or with mental health. It's things that we can all learn from. So that's the reason that's at 4. So at number 3, and anyone joining as well, feel free to say if you've read these books. Feel free to say what books you would recommend, because I might put them on my list as well. I've got in my Amazon basket at the minute, I think I've got maybe 15 books. I've got 2 arriving today. So one's a really good one. I'm not going to give too many away, but the Michelle Obama book has been in my basket for about 6 months. What happens is the more books that people recommend, or the more books that I find, I keep adding them to the basket, and then certain books are not getting bought. And I thought, right, this Michelle Obama book, which everyone keeps talking about, is in my basket, so I'm going to buy it. So that will be coming up soon. The 3rd book on my list is Money. Know more, make more, give more. So there's loads of books about money. Look how thick it is as well, and it's really fine print. So there's loads of books about money. There's some that are even on my book list. So I think I've got you've put Michelle Obama. Yeah, I've got the Michelle Obama book. She wrote a book. It's called The Light We Carry, and it's and everyone keeps talking about it, and it's been in my basket for 6 months because I keep buying other books. So I decided I'm buying that book now. So this book about money, and there's other books that I've got. The Psychology of Money is in my list. There's a few others. I just thought, you know what, I'm just going to buy this one. This is random because no one's recommended it. No one's talked about it. I just thought, let me just buy it. The book is the best book I've read on money, and I've said this, I've been saying this all day. I bought it for my nephew because he's in business. I was literally going to bed, reading a chapter, reflecting on what I've read, not being able to sleep because there was so much like information, and just being like your mind being blown, because it's not stuff there's stuff in there that is just the usual stuff. You know, this is what messages I had when I was young, and this is stuff about money that you've already heard. You know, how to make money, and your net worth is your, what is it called again? Your self-worth is your net worth, and all that sort of stuff that you hear. But the other things, it's how he was telling the story. So for sometimes it's not just the title, it's how the person is a good storyteller. So when he was talking about this exchange of money, and I talked about this earlier on my Instagram. So if you're a best doctor in the world, or you're a best therapist in the world, or whatever you are, you're best at what you do, especially when it comes to service-based. If someone's gonna, it's not about the exchange of money or your time, it's about who you are at that point. If you need your family member or your child to get the best medical care, you're going to get in that truck, plane, wherever you're going to go. Because I know if that was me, if I needed the best surgery, which is going to give me the best chance at life, I'm not going to be sitting here thinking, well, oh, I can't travel to America, or I can't do this, can't do this. I want to live, so I'm going to go wherever that best doctor is. If he guarantees to me, or he's got the likelihood of being able to save me, then it's not even about the cost. You'll find the money. But in order to get to that stage, though, someone has to have belief in the fact that you can give that. And it's the same as with counselling and therapy. If someone feels their marriage could be saved, or there's a likelihood that they're going to feel better than they felt yesterday, then it's not about the cost. So he was talking about this exchange, that we shouldn't think of money in terms of all the time of an exchange of like money to buy a product or a service. The value is deeper than that. He goes into it to such a level that you just think it keeps going deeper and deeper and deeper with this book. That's why for me it's in my top 5, because I couldn't stop thinking about the book. And I did 2 videos on this. So if you want to check out, anyone watching this live stream, if you want to check out my actual recorded videos, then yeah, I did part 1 and part 2, because it was that good. I just thought a part 1 is not going to be enough. There's so much in there. So that's at number 3. So now we're getting down to the last 2 books this year that I feel I've read. Both of them got 10 out of 10. Because there was nothing missing. In my mind, they got it right. They got it right with, so number 2, Learning to Love Yourself Again. She got it, Sophie Dawson. She got it right with the title. She got it right with the book stands out. That's the reason I bought it. This is another one where I didn't get recommended. Went on Amazon, put self-help books. This came up, bought it. Very thin book, easy to read, small, medium-sized print, which I like as well. Nothing in there is just to be there. Yeah, it's called Learning to Love Yourself Again in 7 days. So it's another book, JST, where they've got the 7-day thing. So they're saying you can do this in 7 days. That always helps when you write a book where it's giving you like a it's almost like unconsciously delivering. It sends you, this can be done in 7 days. It probably can't be done, but that's the point. It's still giving you a timeline on it. It's giving you a clear picture. It's telling you what you're going to be doing when you read this book. You're going to be learning to love yourself again. So it's also the learn to bit is also giving you the impression that, do you know what, if you don't get fully on the journey, so if you haven't loved yourself fully after the 7 days, you're still learning you're getting there. Now the point with this book is that every chapter was just like, boom, one more thing, another thing. This is what I can use with my clients. I've used so many exercises from this book with my clients. So it's got everything in there, from practicing self-compassion, learning how to say no, don't settle for what makes you unhappy, how to be more positive, don't feel guilty about taking time off, look forward, not back, don't beat yourself up from failure. Now, if you look at these chapters, don't beat yourself up about failure, learn from it, all the other stuff. It's not just talking about, learn to love yourself, do affirmations, the usual stuff which you'd probably find in these books. That's why it's different. because she's being original. She's looking at, okay, what are some of the things that causes people to not feel good about themselves? Failure. What are some of the things that cause people to not feel good about themselves? Comparing themselves to others. What's some of the other things? So everything that usually people struggle with, even the chapter on create environments you can thrive in. So when she's talking about a healthy work environment, she's talking about a healthy home environment, a healthy relationship. So what she does is takes all the little nuggets of things which fall into this category of like not loving yourself or not being confident or low self-esteem, and she wraps it up in this book in a really good way. So that's why I gave it 10 out of 10. That's why I recommend it to lots of my clients, and that's why if she came out with another book, which I don't know if she has, I would buy it again. She also has bonus stuff in there. So she has affirmations, 40 self-love quotes, and 10 mindfulness meditations. So she's written the book, and then when you get to the end of the book, you get all these 40 quotes that you can, give to yourself, and there's stuff about meditation. It's just a really good book. I didn't find it boring in any sense. I didn't want to put it down. I could have continued to read it. I really loved it, and that's what I like. My criteria for a good book is that I can't put it down. It's not forgettable. I remember the things that were in the book. I gained some knowledge from it, something original that I haven't heard before. I want to tell everyone else about it. I want to recommend it to someone, and it makes sense. Because trust me, if I was doing the top 5 books that I haven't enjoyed this year, but I don't want to go down that path because I don't believe in doing things like that. There's no point in me just getting the 5 books that I haven't. I'd rather just do my book review, which will tell people that I didn't really enjoy the book, but I don't need to go over the top. Showing off the best books, I think, it's just more the path I want to go down. But there are books out there that are being written either with the intention of just selling, and you can tell. I said this to someone the other day, when I eat food, I can tell if it's made with love or whether the person just doesn't really care and it's in a factory and they just want to get out of there. I go to okay, yeah, you'll be buying the self-love book, Sending Your Love from Jamaica. Oh, okay, thanks for tuning in. Thank you, that's good. So when I go to buy food, curries is a big thing for me because I love curries. I love Caribbean food as well. I eat most types of food. There's only bits that I don't. If you go to Tesco because it's local or certain shops and you just pick up this packaged curry like that you make, I can tell straight away, because I don't even like shopping at Tesco. I try to travel further afield. I can tell, this is all making sense, it's coming back to the book, that they don't really care about food and they don't care about making food. You can just feel the energy is that they've thrown everything together. They don't care about the seasoning. They don't care about the type of rice they're using. They don't care about the quality of the food. It's packaged food and it's just get it out of here. Now I go to my local petrol station, which is round the corner from where I live. They do curries that are made homemade. So I didn't know this, but I was in that petrol station. I picked up this container. It had chicken jalfrezi, it said on it. It's $2.99. I thought, do you know what, I'm going to buy this, see what it's all about. The love that was in that food, the taste, the fact that they use fresh ingredients, the fact that it's homemade, it's authentic. So they're selling something cheaper, in cheaper packaging, and in a petrol station that probably their grandma or someone has made, and they're selling it for a cheaper price. And you're going into a supermarket with all the packaging and all the rest of it, they're selling it for a more price and it tastes worse. And this is just a metaphor for these books, because some of these books, it's not about the author is just saying, right, I want to sell millions of copies, so I'm just going to do this fancy title. I'm going to make a really, brilliant cover. I'm going to put all the money into the packaging of this book. But you open it up and you think, what was that? What? Nothing original, nothing interesting. You've heard it 100 times before. So 2 books that come to mind, which, as I said, I'm not going to go into all the negative stuff. but Feel the Fear and Do It Anyway is a book that has been promoted all over the place. To me, I don't get the hype around it. I only bought it because people kept going on about it. That's one. There's another one, but I can't I can't think because there's a few. Oh yeah, How to Give Good Oral, and it's about communication. So obviously, but the book, the title is what made me buy it, and also the book cover. But it is absolutely probably in the top. It's definitely in my top 2 worst books. There's a few others, but I won't go into it. Let's get to, now that we're finally there, the number 1 book so far this year. Why Has Nobody Told Me This Before, by Dr. Julie Smith. So this book, as you can see, quite a thick book. Just watch the book review because I don't really want to do another book review of books. This is more just touching on why they're my top 5. The author is well known on TikTok. She's got over 3 billion, I think they said 3 million views. I think some of her videos are getting. She was the first psychologist, mental health professional to promote mental health in a way that made everyone sit up and take notice. She's she's on YouTube. She does some really creative videos on YouTube using lots of different devices to show things like stress, anxiety. She's really creative. If I could do a half of what she does, then I'd love it. But, I don't know. She just got the knowledge. She's got the knowledge. She's got the skills. It was just a brilliant book to read. It's got everything in there. The chapters are on relationships, low mood. There's 36 chapters, and they include everything from criticism, grief. She talks about anxiety, stress, relationship stuff, approval, understanding low moods, power of your and what to do with your emotions. It's just a good book. You don't have to have a mental health issue to buy some of these books. It says everyday tools for life's ups and downs, so you can get something from it. So that got 10 out of 10. There was nothing missing from it. It was original. She knows what she's talking about. She didn't even have to go for a fancy title. Yeah, she's got the bright colours. It's got, but no one would read this title and know what it's necessarily about. You wouldn't pick it up off the shelf and think, right, that's about money, that's about stress. Because why has nobody told me this before is just a question, and it could be about anything really. And that's what I love. You've picked up a book, and she's gone over and beyond. She's surprised people because they're like, oh, I didn't realise it was going to be this good. And it is, in my opinion, it is. So that's my top 5. I'm still going to be reviewing books throughout the rest of the year. Next year, I'm going to be doing something completely different because every year I'm setting a challenge, and it's either something that I want to do every month or something that I want to do throughout the year. I'm also going to be starting a new YouTube channel, which is just Marianne Hanson Living Life. I'll put more information about that when I start it because I'm in the process. It's what I've got to do is get the content first, or think about that more, but I've got it's in the running, so I will let you know. So thanks for watching, everyone that joined on this live stream. Anyone that watches on the replay, leave your comments, let me know what you think. Give me any recommendations that you want about new books that you want me to review. Let me know if you've read any of the books that I've reviewed. Also, you can check out the full book reviews every Monday on my channel. Thanks for watching, everyone. Take care. Bye.